Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to OKKO Let's Be Heroes Season 2, Episode 8. Yeah, we're only doing one episode this week, and there's actually a reason for it. So I was actually debating whether or not I wanted to do one or two episodes, and the big reason I was really thinking about it is because I noticed we're kind of off, like in the count, just because we had done one episode before to start off the season and everything. So it's like, if we did two episodes here, we would be doing 8 and 9. But I would rather have it like stay like in the even numbers, so that if we do one episode this week, we would do 9 and 10 next week. I think that just, it fits better. And it feels better to do the episodes in that regard. So maybe it's just I don't know, a little bit of a thing for me, just being autistic or whatnot, but it's just something I think would be better to do, just to kind of even it back out. So that is the main reason I've decided to just do one this week. Next week we will be back to 2 episodes. And I could have done 3, but I just didn't want to do 3. It's like, I just didn't want to do 3. It was either 1 or 2 for sure. I don't really have any other excuse. I just didn't want to. But yeah, so either way, again, there's not really much to talk about with like terms of continuity, unless we again get something that is clearly big in terms of that. So it's like, talking about last week's episodes aren't really, I guess, important, but I guess we'll just bring up the big thing again about how I kind of had a little bit of a crisis over the entire existentialism shit. Again, just as I said last time, it's like that kind of stuff just freaks me out. It bothers me just on a very deep level. It's something I've struggled with for most of my life, and just scares the honestly ever-loving shit out of me. Just thinking about that kind of stuff, even just thinking about death and everything, just really freaks me out, has kept me up at night many times. And it's just, it's something I have a hard time dealing with. So having that episode go so deep into it, just, it upset me. And as I said then as well, I don't by any means blame Ian James Quarterly or any of the crew or anyone who made or worked on that episode or even chose to do that episode. I don't blame anyone for that. It's purely a me thing. It's purely just my personal issues with that kind of stuff. Like, all in all, the episode was well made. It was. It had great fourth wall breaks, and it was very interesting. And for someone who's not deeply affected by something like that, I'm sure it would allow for a lot of great thoughts and a lot of great commentary. But because I am so heavily and deeply affected by it, it's something that's very difficult for me. But we did also have the kind of reality game show episode with the box bots and everything. So that was fun. Yeah, I mean, at least we got a little bit of fun last week. Shannon definitely deserved to win. Like, unquestionably. But then again, it's just like I'm a little biased there, considering like Shannon's my favorite character. I don't even fully know why. It's just I just really like her. I like her personality. I like her character. I like her just off the wall gremlinness. Like I just really like her, and I can't fully explain why. But yeah, I'm excited to see more. Because while most of this is very episodic and doesn't really affect anything, it's like I still want to know what's going to happen, you know? I still want to see the kind of crazy shenanigans they get up to next. And occasionally there is a bit of continuity, so I want to see that as well. I want to see what's going to happen with all of that kind of. You get the gist. I'm not great at talking right now, apparently. So we're just gonna get this started, so I can talk more over the reaction. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Excuse me. Because after it fades to black, it fades back in. Everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. This episode was absolutely unhinged. And kind of contradictory and kind of all over the place. And so, KO and Dendy are at school. Their principal is Santa Claus for some fucking reason. I don't know. Just more OKKO randomness, I guess. But he comes in and tells them that their teacher is taking a sabbatical, and so they have a sub. Now, normally their teacher is apparently really hard on them, especially Dendy, because Dendy is so typically smart. But she's taking a sabbatical, and now they have their new sub, Ernesto, one of the Boxmore bots. And on top of that, they have these new textbooks from Booksmore that were delivered by train for some reason, I guess. And it's like so fucking stupidly obvious that it's Boxmore. Like it's even before Ernesto appears, like when the little textbook train song is going on, it's like it's Boxmore. It's Boxmore. Even the youngest of kids watching this are most likely going to understand that. Like, I understand that this show is marketed to children. I get that. I go into almost all of these shows understanding that point. I get that this is marketed to children. But not even a kid would be fooled by that. So, to have it to where they don't figure it out until later in the episode, just like really, like, fuck, it was dumb. It was so illogical and nonsensical and just dumb. And on top of that, obvious hypnotism plan. Yay, what for? Like, what is the point? What is the goal here? What is Ernesto, or I guess Boxmore, trying to do? And especially, what's the plan here? Because Boxmore is currently under the control of Lord Cowboy Darrell. He's not trying to do this kind of stuff. He's focusing on the business aspect. It's the bots themselves who have been taking focus here for doing evil deeds or whatnot. And I guess this was just entirely Ernesto's plan. And if that's the case, why? Why is he doing this? What is the purpose? What does this lead to? We never find out. We're never told. We never have any semblance of reasoning for this. It's just Ernesto decided to change the textbooks for this school for some reason, and I don't even know how he was able to pull that off. Get this teacher to go on sabbatical and take over just to hypnotize these children. Why? I don't understand. And then they find out, they follow the teacher, find her at the store, at the plaza, and they bother her. And at first it seems she's just trying to avoid them because she doesn't want to get involved with that right now because she's on sabbatical. But then it's like, oh, this textbook and everything was so dumb and so watered down, and it's like, I've just been trying to like challenge you students, and it's like, but now that everything's happened like this, I'm just gonna go back to my first love, evil. And it's like, huh? What kind of evil Knievel leap in logic did you just take there? And on top of that, later on, it basically, she tries to justify all of this and everything, and it tries to make it seem like she's not actually evil or anything, but she blatantly called evil her first love. She blatantly said that this was like her first love, basically implying that she was a villain before she was a teacher, that this was her original job, I guess you could call it. And it's like, so that means that she was evil. But then later in the episode it says she's not. And that she was just trying to challenge the students and everything. And her actions ended up being heroic. And it's like, huh? Pick a side, please. Either have this teacher be secretly evil or not. If you're going to have her be secretly evil, at least stick with it. Like, it makes no sense to make a big reveal where she's like, oh, I've been secretly evil all along. It's my first love. And then it's like later on, it's like, oh no, I have a point for all of this and everything. And it's like, I just was trying to challenge you guys, and especially Dendy. And it's like, you're contradicting yourself. It wasn't a bad episode necessarily. It was just so much unhinged what the fuckery that I couldn't really get into it, especially with the contradictory storytelling, I guess you could say, with this teacher character, Miss Quantum, I think her name was. Wow. Just, no. When that ended, I almost wanted to turn on another episode just because I didn't want to end it with that. But it's like, I'm going to stick to just episode 8 today for this week's reaction. I said I was going to do that. I'm going to do that. Tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode, and maybe if you understood it more than I did, because I clearly didn't. Let me know your thoughts down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.